Supreme Court made a surprise decision to let appeals court rulings on same-sex marriage stand. I think folks were kind of shocked because it's such a conservative court. But why do you think they just said, look, leave it?
Yeah.
Why?
You were listening to NPR, right? They said at first that they thought they did it by accident.
Yeah, they said on NPR, one of the reporters says that the Supreme Court unintentionally did not make a ruling. I said, no, I think that was very intentional.
Exactly, very intentional and very wonderful, because now, you know, guess what? It's going to be the law of the land, and you can't really hold back the tide. And, you know, with liberty and justice for all.
Not quite everyone, though. I mean, what the ruling did, I think some people on the front lines in this fight for marriage equality had wished they had done more. What they did was they refused to hear appeals.
Yeah.
So that means that it's not in every state. We now have a majority of Americans live in states where marriage equality is the law of the land.
Yeah, we have that little map up
right.
there.
Right. It is not the case. There are still hopes that they will do something more aggressive. But this is very consistent with this court. Chief Justice Roberts is a conservative, but he's not unaware of the mood in the nation. And I think that's what is going to make him so fascinating. And I think he's acutely aware that his legacy will include doing more than anyone else in this country ever has to make marriage equality the law of the land.
Yeah. You know, it was so amazing.
Work on the Voting Rights Act as
well.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
You know, what was amazing is how quiet the Republicans were. You know, they came out very hard against this. And yesterday, you just only heard one little peep.
Well, Republicans aren't the only ones evolving on this issue. I mean, when President Obama was first elected, he wasn't where he is now. He wasn't an advocate for marriage equality. But I think Republicans recognize that even at 70% of evangelical Christians, which traditionally make up part of the Republican base, 70% of them under 30 support marriage equality. In 10 years, you will not even be able to find two people to debate it. In 3 years.
Yeah.
So it's just an issue that I think, like a lot of issues, like climate, the younger generation will save us from the hardened debates that we've seen in our lives.
And also, I think that as more Republicans, as you said, come out,
well, that's the other thing,
becomes,
right?
It becomes a personal thing. And don't email me, don't tweet me. There are Republicans who are gay. Sorry.
Yeah, tons of them.
Before you start, you know, and I say it because, you know, people love to, oh, I can't believe she's jumping on her. I wasn't. I was just saying.
Well, let me just second what you're saying. And Ted Olson, who's a Republican lawyer who fought Prop 8, which was the terrible law in California that would have banned gay marriage, was George W. Bush's top lawyer in the Bush administration. So Republicans at the highest level of the fight and at the grassroots levels are part of the fight for marriage equality.
I can tell you, as being a 52-year-old woman, right, like when the Edie Windsor case went and we actually, the Supreme Court ruled in the favor of Edie Windsor and her partner Thea, I was in therapy, right? So it happened, and I was very emotional, was crying. I cry a lot, newsflash. And I went outside the parking lot, and there are two young girls in their teenage years holding hands. And I stopped them, and I'm like, excuse me, are you, like, in high school? Yeah, I'm a senior, she's a junior. I'm like, and you're dating? They're like, yeah. I'm like, and your parents know? They go, yes. I'm like, and the school knows? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, this is so beautiful, you know? And one girl was like, Lori, get behind me. Okay, lady.
But here's the thing. What state was that in?
New York.
See, it's not common in other states, especially in the Southern Belt, and there's a lot of gay teens that are suffering because of the prejudice.
Yes.
You know, so that, I mean, it's wonderful, but we are talking New York. So things are changing, but
they are, and they're changing through. I mean, they are changing throughout the state. They may not be as fast or as quickly recognizable, but change is coming. And as you said, you cannot stem this tide. It is coming whether you're comfortable with it or not. And just for all you folks who are deep Christians, as I recall, as a child, I went to Catholic school, you know. I remember Jesus had a lot of different kind of friends. Jesus never turned anybody away. So I'm just saying, that's what I remember.